Hello, tea people. How are we doing? You're catching me on the arse end of my recent Fongqing 2019 Spring Old Bush Black Tea tasting video. I want to just brief, and this tea is still kicking out such deep, dark, flavoursome broth. Great. I just want to talk about using your time wisely. Using your time wisely when you're in a situation where, well, you've had your life disrupted. Everything's changed, and it's like being stuck on a desert island, isn't it? Kind of. No. It's like being stuck on a desert island with Wi-Fi. There you go. So the world is all there. It's at your hands. But you just can't go out. You can't see people. You can't mix with your friends unless you keep 2 meter distance. Very weird. In fact, I'm thinking about this. People might come out of this the other side with some severe social issues, you know? Like, can you imagine all the single people out there who can't go and visit their parents, who can't meet their friends without touching them? These people will be lacking in any form of human touch. For how long? I mean, this is, think about that. Think about all the single people out there in a situation like that where they won't responsibly be able to physically touch anyone for God knows how long. How daunting that is. How scary that is for them. That aside, negativity, drama, anxiety, depression, positive. Let's try and get through this, okay? So guys, hopefully you saw my previous video on the positive sides to staying indoors. How have you guys been filling up your time? Let me know in the comments. I think, in fact, that is the flavour was slow to creep up. But it's just giving all now. It's being a smutty little leaf. It's just sort of letting it all out, saying hello. The tea is definitely singing right now. It's not as malty as a Dying Hole, but it's malty. It's bright flavoured, super smooth, as you know. Good. So, what have you been doing? I think it's super important to see the positive, and we don't know how long this is going to go on for. There's conflicting arguments out there. It might be waves of in and out for months, potentially over a year. Who knows? In, out. Shake it all about. How are you guys filling your time? Because I think it's super important to stay positive. Do something important with your time. Make it meaningful. We haven't got a choice in this. Be productive. Start a new business, because I tell you what, the economic issues that's going to be hitting soon is going to be quite dramatic. There's room to let new guys in. So look at something if you've always want to start a business, look at that. So start a new business, learn a new language, pick up a hobby, drink more tea, more time for yourself. Look inwardly. This modern world is so busy, so hectic. We don't get a chance to do the things we really wish we could do. And this is now giving us that chance. All the bad things that are going on is absolutely horrible. But there is a silver lining. I'll tell you I'll tell you my story, okay? Before the Tea Guru, I still have 2 other businesses. The first business I set up, I only set up because I'll tell you from the beginning. 12 years ago, I was addicted to video games. Okay, I was online playing Xbox all the time. You know, I had work. I was doing work, but I wasn't really, you know, it was a job. I was working for other people. I didn't really, there was no real career prospects. I had a craft as a salesperson, and I always thought I'll be selling something. I could always sell something, doesn't matter what it is. So I never really cared too much about, you know, the corporate ladder. I was addicted to video games. I was self-employed. I was out selling stuff, and when I wasn't working, I was at home playing video games all the time, or going out with my friends, drinking, you know. And then what happened? We moved to a new place, and there was no internet connection. There was no internet connection for about 6 weeks. All right, all we had was this crappy connection. We lived above a pub, so there was like a crappy sort of Wi-Fi thing. It wasn't good for video games. I couldn't play online basically, but I could do other stuff. I could surf the internet. I used that time to set up a business. I'm so glad I did. It's like I woke up from a haze of really cruising along with life, doing okay, but not really working hard towards my own goals. I needed that time. I needed that kind of time at home with all the distractions gone, i.e. the video games, for me to get my bloody arse in gear and set up a business. Did that, great, and I've been living off the fruits of that for, you know, a few years now, and the business is still going. It's going really well, so that's great. And I'll tell you how I started the Tea Guru. Okay, I had an accident with my wrist. I had a motorcycle accident. Consequently, I was out of action. I was off work for 3 months. Okay, my arm was in a cast like this for, I think it was over 6 weeks. So, you know, I couldn't go out. I couldn't drive. I couldn't really do what I was supposed to be doing. I was at home. I couldn't do anything. And I love tea. And I just thought, you know, I love tea, and my wife's from Hong Kong. We're very close to China. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to start a tea business. And that's what I did. I researched and researched and researched. I clocked it. I probably did about 500 hours of research into all the different genres of tea, all different types of tea. I ordered tea from lots of different places, tried them all out, and just got to learn as much as I could in a very short period of time. I had nothing else to do. You know, I couldn't really play computer games either because one of my arms was like this. So I just researched and researched and researched, and I made it happen. So the moral of the story is, when you're put in a position where your life has been disrupted, and your normal life has been disrupted, you can go 2 ways. You can either go the bad route, or you can go the good route. I chose the good route. The time went for me so fast. I was so busy, and you know, I was researching for hours and hours and hours, and sometimes my most productive moments were 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, I was going to sleep when I wanted to. I was waking up when I wanted to, and when I was awake, I was doing lots of work, lots of research. You know, the tea world is not easy to get into. It's extremely saturated. In fact, it was saturated when I got involved. It's even more saturated now. It's crazy. There's so many people offering tea. And the first few years, it wasn't paying. It wasn't paying at all. I was earning money, you know. I guess I was beating a lot of the crowd in the first few years by actually earning a profit. But I can tell you what, the time and energy that I put into earning that profit, probably I was earning, you know, the equivalent of £1 an hour for the first year or two. It's like I did it because I enjoyed it. Mrs. Guru even turned around to me after 2 years and said, are you sure you want to carry on? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I can see light at the end of the tunnel. It's getting better. It's getting better. Here we are 5.5 years later. It's a credible business. It's earning enough money. There's always scope for more. And it just depends how much energy you want to put into it. I'm going off into a tangent. But what I'm really getting at is that I had some severe disruption in 2 parts of my life, and I used that time very wisely to grow something for myself. And I'm so glad that I started the Tea Guru. I love sharing things with other people. I love trying something and pushing it out to everyone and say, hey, give this a shot. I love it. You know what? And the community out there, of course, there are some negative parts of it if you go to some forums, but generally, I don't go to those places. The emails I get, the communication I get with my clients is so positive. Everyone's so cool. It's just a really positive part of my life. I'm so glad to have started. And I only would have started it if I had the accident. I had 3 operations in my wrist. So I dislocated my scaphoid, which is extremely odd, extremely rare. Only to me, huh? So I dislocated my scaphoid. I had 3 operations to sort that out. And, it's okay. But, if that hadn't happened, the Tea Guru wouldn't have been here. So guys, use your spare time wisely. Learn a language, start a business, use the time to be more inward with yourself. This modern world is so stressful, crazy, and time demanding. So time demanding. We now have more time to relax, look inwardly, do some meditation, mindfulness, drink some tea, look inwardly, be productive, stay positive. And most important, people, of all, is to have happy cupping all day, every day. Lockdown. Guru signing out. Thank you, guys.